and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizzan Academy. I'm Deanna, and it's Great Books Monday, and I want to share with you an article that I read by Atlas Obscura. Now, this is a website. They have a book that posts really interesting, kind of unique facts about the world. It can be travel related or things about food, and it's just really interesting. If you haven't checked them out, I'll put a link to their website in the description below. But this article I was reading was about this library that was founded in 1720 by Mihailo Lazic, and he was an Orthodox priest in what is now modern-day Serbia. And because he was educated, he started collecting manuscripts and books, and he didn't discriminate necessarily about what he was collecting, but he wanted to preserve the history that was around him that was in books. In 1882, Alexander Lazic opened up the library for the public and had this organization that was started, the Lazic organization, and they would care for the books and the library. Now, each generation has tended to amass more works, and there are over 1 million volumes in this family library, privately owned library, that exists today. And one thing that's really unique about them is that they don't discriminate about what they take in. They will take in any information, any books that want to be donated. And so their collection has a lot of unique things that, say, other museums and libraries wouldn't be interested in preserving the past. They have a book that was made out of rice from China. They have another book from India that was made out of elephant dung. And so there's this really interesting, just in the history of bookbinding and book creation, this little museum in Belgrade, Serbia, has incredible history. During World War I, one of the ancestors of Victor took some of the books with him, and he ultimately was trying to flee having to serve in the war, but he did serve, and the boat that he was on sank. So he did lose some of the volumes that he thought would be safer held with him than if they were left behind. Those were lost. In the next World War, World War II, when the Nazis took over this area, they found out about the family library, and by this time they had a lending library system, and the patriarch of the family would take books on his bicycle and lend them to the community. The Nazis found out about this and thought that it was a great way for them to spread their ideas. So they didn't want the learned man to do it, but the wife was illiterate, and so they had her ride the bike and distribute all of this propaganda. And the family preserved it. So even though the family was against the ideas, they were not Nazis themselves, they didn't support what was going on, but they did preserve the history. So the Lazic family understands the value of preserving history, and it's not that they're saving these volumes of Mein Kampf to distribute them and to try to convince people to be Nazis, but they understand the value of history. Now, by studying these things and being aware of the past, that's how we learn, and that's how we see what's been done before and what comes of these things that were done before. So the Nazis committed horrible atrocities, and we can't just sweep it under the rug. We can't ignore it, but we need to understand it, and we need to learn from it so those things don't happen again. And that is what is absolutely remarkable about what the Lazic family has done for 400 years. They're preserving history that other institutions and other places didn't think were worth saving. And so they have a small museum in Belgrade that you can go visit. They give tours, and that is only a fraction of the over 1 million volumes that they have in their collection. Now, Victor Lazic is the most recent descendant who is caring for this collection, and he's put a lot of time and energy into restoring it and making it a very viable library museum again. So this is now definitely on my bucket list if I get to that part of the world. We'll put a link to the article in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed learning about this amazing family and history. If you like what we're doing, please share our video, hit that notification bell, and we also have links to our other social media below. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.